Welcome everyone to Balance by Megan. I'm Megan. Today's flow is a sneak peek into the 30-day transformation series. This is a series to dedicate and invest in yourself, in your well-being, and into a happier and healthier life. So join the tribe at www.balancebymegan.com for pre-launch information. Otherwise, stay tuned for this to come to you January 31st, and enjoy. Today is day one, Inspire. So first, I just wanted to take a moment and congratulate you on taking the chance and doing something so good for yourself. In today's practice, we'll begin a little slow. We'll move through some more flowing parts throughout this practice, but today I really just want you to stay inspired on this journey. So with that being said, we'll find a seated position here. So crossing the legs, finding stillness here. You might wiggle around a little bit until you find a comfy spot. We'll just take a moment here and just closing down the eyes. We'll draw our hands pressed together, palm to palm at our heart space. And just find a few breaths here. And if you haven't set an intention for this journey, now is the time that I encourage you to set one. And if you have set an intention through the worksheet in this series, come to that, feel into that, breathe into that. Perhaps this intention of yours is to get through the 30 days here on the mat. Maybe you're looking to find flexibility in the body. You want to be able to touch your toes. Maybe you're looking to find some confidence in yourself, whether that means standing up in front of a group of people. Maybe it's asking for a raise at work. Maybe it's finding confidence in yourself and feeling it in your body. But come to that intention here and now, and just think of it and feel into it. From here, we'll open the eyes if they were closed. Draw the hands, palms down on our knees. And just do some neck nods here. So dropping the chin towards the chest and feeling it in the back of our necks. Inhale, lifting our chin up towards the sky. Exhale, slowly draw down towards your chest. So starting off a little bit slow. For some people, this might be the first time that they're ever on the mat. For others, maybe you just haven't committed to 30 days straight of this. So this is a little new too. But we just want to warm up the body, bring some mobility to it, get the juices flowing. On your next inhale, come back through to center and draw your nose to your left. Inhale, come back through to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, exhale, and back the same way. Come back through to center. And once again, we'll drop our chin to our chest and just rolling now our neck in little circles. We're not cranking it around, but just noticing things in our body. And this is also something that the series will help you do, is to find and notice, yes, flexibility, balance, and strength, but also where you hold tension, where you feel it the most. Maybe if you're really stressed out, you notice you hold it in the upper back. So just noticing these things in our bodies so that we can work on them and work it out. Draw your chin back down towards your chest and inhale, come through to center. We'll draw our shoulders up towards our ears on the inhale, and on our exhale, release them back down. Inhale, draw them up. Exhale, back down. Inhale up. Exhale down, and twice more like this. And then we'll take our hands, tap our shoulders like this, and just make very small movements with our arms and our shoulders. Think of the elbows just drawing circles here. And you might notice that you're really stiff in the shoulders. Go one way and then the other. Maybe you're really loose and this is no problem. But again, just noticing things in our bodies. Maybe we do notice we have a lot of tension in our shoulders, and that's something we'd like to work on. Maybe we do hold a lot of tension in our hips, which is all fine. This is what the series will do. I'll encourage you to notice these things and then give you the tools and the guidance to work on them. Come back through to center and release. We'll draw the fingers together, interlace them like so. Push them away from our body, up and over. Release and rain it down. You might even wiggle the fingertips here. Inhale, push them away and up, keeping a small bend in the elbows so we don't lock them. Exhale, rain it down. And we'll do this a total of 5 times, just getting some stretching in and finding some movement. You might even start to look up as you send the fingertips up and gaze down as they come down. We'll do one more here. And just to finish up with some shoulder stuff, I'll turn to face on the side to show you. You'll take the fingertips once again behind you, interlace them, draw them down the back body, and then away. And this might be easier for some people. You might not be able to lift it very far from the body, but try to keep your spine neutral. So notice if you're puffing the chest out or if you're curving it, try to keep it neutral and just work with what you got for today. And then we'll release. You might shake out the shoulders a little. And we'll do the same thing, interlacing them behind, but this time keep the opposite thumb on top, so it will most likely feel pretty awkward. Draw it down and away. And whenever we're practicing yoga asana, which is these movements that you see on the mat, Some days you'll notice you can go deeper into a pose, or you can stretch a little better, and other days not so much. So we always just honor where our body is at on that day. Not tomorrow, not how it was yesterday, but how it's feeling today and in the moment. And then we'll release. And from here we'll come forward into tabletop position. So here we keep the wrist underneath the shoulders and our knees are underneath our hips. My toes are uncurled and the tops of my feet are pressing in towards the mat. I'm not collapsing into the wrist, but I'm pressing into these fingertips, my fingertips. And we'll move through cat-cow. Inhale, dropping the belly, shining the heart forward. Exhale, arch the back, come into a cat pose. Inhale, dropping the belly, cow. Exhale, arching the back, chin tucks in towards your chest. And move through your cat-cow, really articulating the flexion and the extension of the spine. Just bringing movement into the spine. And take one more cat-cow wherever you are. And our next inhale, we'll come back to neutral, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Bring the big toes to touch, send the knees as wide as the yoga mat, and we sink our hips back, coming into an extended child's pose. So you can reach your hands forward, draw the head towards the mat. Or perhaps if you're a little new to the practice and being on your wrist was a little sensitive, you can lift your hands up and draw them over your head. Just finding a little bit of wrist relief. Take one more breath here. Inhale, come forward. We'll walk the knees back in, underneath our hips. Walk the hands up. Curl the toes underneath and send your hips up to a downward facing dog. So downward facing dog. Spreading the fingertips nice and wide here. Pressing into the fingertips. Big toes are turned slightly in, so they're not splaying out. Hips are lifted up, and the heels are drawing towards the mat, but they don't have to reach. Take one more breath here. And on the inhale, we'll look forward, bend the knees, and exhale, crisscross one foot in front of the other. Make your way to the top of the mat. Feet are hip bone width apart here, and we fold. Keeping a bend in the knees and bringing a little bit of love to the lower back. You might clasp the elbows here and rock side to side. Or if this is already a lot of work to you, just find stillness. On our inhale, we roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Shoulders coming back down this back body. Hands beside us on either side, palms facing forward. And We take a few moments here in mountain pose, coming back to our intention. And you might be wondering, when are we gonna get to the flow? I wanna do some power stuff. Or maybe you're like, no, this is fine. You need to build a foundation before you can move on to the other stuff. So here we're building on our foundation, right? We're coming to our intention. We need to know how to start before we get to the finish line. So, mountain pose. Press into the big toe mound, the baby toe mound, and the back corners of the heels. This should create an equal balance in our feet and in our body. And hang with me now if this doesn't immediately make sense to you, but place your wrist on your hip bones. And you want to take this feeling of turning your hands outwards. So the hips are coming out. And that should create an equal balance throughout the entire body. Inhale, lift the arms up, palms kiss overhead, and come down through the center line. Bending the knees if that feels okay to you. Place the hands on your thighs or the shin bones, and we come into a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come back up through. Arms reach up and kiss overhead. And draw the hands to the heart space. We'll do that again. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to the thighs or shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up. Arms reach up and draw back down to the heart space. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, down the center line. Inhale, halfway lift, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come back up through to center. Palms reach up. And draw the hands to the heart space. We'll add just a little bit more onto that. Taking one final breath here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands on the mat on either side of your feet. Step the right toes back, step the left toes back. And we're here in plank, where you can drop the knees and come to a half plank. Inhale here, exhale all the way to the belly. Tops of the feet press into the mat. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, come into a cobra. Exhale, release. Curl the toes underneath and come to your knees, or you can come to your plank, and then send it up to a downward facing dog. So you have the foundations of downward facing dog, and you can stay here, or you can pedal your feet. Finding a little bit of movement if your body is craving that today. And then on our next inhale, we'll look forward, bend the knees, and we can walk or we can hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders tug away from the ears. Exhale, fold, draw your nose towards your knees. Inhale, come up. Arms reach up. And draw your hands to your heart space. So bring your feet about hip bone width apart here. Keeping your hands at your heart space. Pressing into all four corners of your feet here. And we pick the right foot up and we slide it back. So you want to be on two separate tracks and not on one tightrope. Find a stance that works for you. But my back foot is on a 45-degree angle. And I'm playing around here with my tailbone, not arching and not tucking it in so much, but it's nice and neutral to my spine. I'm pressing in to my knee here, my front knee, and pressing into the back knife edge of the foot. Inhale, rise. Bring the arms up and overhead, and we come into warrior one pose. And breathe here. Take one more breath cycle. And on the next inhale, we'll look up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step back, and we move through a flow. So knees to belly or plank to your belly. Inhale, come up to your cobra, elbows sucking into the side body. Exhale, release, curl the toes underneath, and come up to your downward facing dog. Taking a total of 5 breaths here, evening it out. And just remembering hands spread, heels drawing towards the mat, hips up nice and high. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up slowly. Draw the arms up and over and down towards the heart space. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, pick up the left foot, slide it back. So come into your stance, that feels good. But we want to make sure that the knee is over the ankle and not too far forward or not too far back. My back foot is on a 45-degree angle. And my hips are facing the left corner of the mat. We're not striving to reach it forward. So it might take a little bit of playing around here to find a movement that feels good for you. We lift the arms up and we come into Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior one pose. And if your legs start to shake or tremble, just know that this is, your mind will give up before your body does. So hang with me here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Come and plant your right foot back, belly, and inhale, cobra. Exhale, release the head down, curl the toes underneath, come up to your plank, and then send it up to a downward facing dog. So we're almost finished here. And before we begin our day, or if it's the afternoon or evening, before we finish off our days, let's just take the time to finish our practice here by dropping the knees on our exhale. Swing the legs to one side and come back to your seated pose. So I'll face you here. Finding a comfy spot, comfy seat, the same place in which we started. And just drawing the hands to the heart space. And finding gratitude in ourselves for committing to this journey, this 30-day series. And 30 days might seem like a long time, but you already did day 1. So congratulations. And congratulate yourself. Find gratitude in your decision to do this. No one else's. You made that commitment. And coming back to that intention that we want to embrace throughout this journey, and perhaps throughout every day of this week, this year, or our lives. Draw the hands up to the third eye, the place between our brow. I bow to you in honor that sparkling light within you. Namaste.